Welcome back to SnowRunner. You join us today at Smithfield Dam in the Fleetstar F2070A as we're looking to put the end to the super order. There's two parts still to go and we're looking to use the Fleetstar first of all to finish off one part of this, and that is the Black River delivery. Now we're going to head outside of our garage here and we're going to head down this lane and we're going to pick up the first of our two parts we need, and that is the vehicle spare parts. Then we're going to head and grab the fuel, and then we're going to head to Black River and deliver it to Old House. I'm not sure what Old House is until we get to Black River and look on the map. I don't recognise the name, to be fair. But we're finally going to get this order done today. I'm determined. It's going to be done today. That's the plan anyway. Let's see how this goes. Best laid plans and all that. Okay, so we can now pick up what we're after. No, not service, but vehicle spare parts. They're very similar, them two there. That nearly caught me out. Vehicle spare parts and service spare parts are very similar. Okay, we've got what we need though. So from here we can head to the garage. We've been this way several times. Fairly quick and easy journey to do, especially in the Fleetstar, one of our most dependable trucks. Probably not the most powerful now, as we've seen. We've got a lot of new trucks recently that are a lot more powerful than the Fleetstar, but it is still probably still my favourite. I've had some ums and ahs about different trucks recently. The GMC has really gained confidence in me and how it's dealt with things, but I still think Fleetstar is the old reliable, the one that got us going. And you know, we've got loads of other trucks now. Nothing lives up to your first, does it? Okay, down the hill we go, and then the fuel station will just be around the corner once we get down to the bottom of this road. Take this a little bit easy. You know, the problem we've got with all the tyres have upgraded to and all the trucks now is we're not very good on road, and obviously going at speed on road can become a little bit dodgy when you turn when you shouldn't be turning, as just happened. It's all well and good having these really good tyres on for everything else we have to face, but whenever we're on tarmac, don't really bode so well, so we've got to be a bit more careful there. That could have been quite bad. We got away with it though, that's the main thing. Don't need any mistakes today. I want to get this done, and we're one step closer to finishing Michigan. We haven't really got that much to do, that's the thing. Just got to get it finished. Okay, so this is the fuel station in Smithfield Dam, and from here we can pick up one order of fuel. There we go. And now we can head back the way we just come, and we'll head to the tunnel to Black River, and then we can head back to our starting location of Black River, get this order done. I don't know where this is going. It does say Old House, but I can't remember where that is. It's not a name I recognise from any other mission. Hoping it's not too far away. My aim is to get both parts of this mission done today, so I need the Black River one not to be too far away, otherwise this video is going to be super long, and I'm trying to avoid that. Okay, so follow the road and we should be just about at the tunnel. There it is ahead of us. So there we are, that's Smithfield Dam. Now we head to Black River. We have arrived in Black River. So, where do we need to go first and foremost? That's the thing we need to check. So let's just get off the marker and let's have a look. I don't really know where this is. I'm guessing centre of town? Oh, okay. So we head to centre of town, head west out of town, and up the hill. I'm sure we picked up something there ages ago. Maybe an upgrade, something like that, a long time ago now. But that's Old House. Okay, fairly simple drive then. We've done this journey no end of times in all different trucks. The Fleetstar should make short work of this as well. We've got a bit of a dry, muddy texture on the floor to start with, but we should soon hit some tarmac, and then it's a straight run to town. Fairly easy one this now. There's a lot of journeys we do that are still really difficult, and there's lots of others that I still think, oh, this is tough. But this one, yeah, fairly simple journey to be fair. And it was kind of one of those things where we only have two items to take. I thought, right, we don't need to take a big truck. Take something small, get it done. We don't need a big truck for this. And I think it was the right decision. The Fleetstar's nimble, fast. We can get there in one piece. All good. We have kind of come to a decision as well, because we've been talking about this in a couple of episodes now, about a clearing up. Either episode or me just doing it. And I think we've come to consensus that money isn't a big deal, especially when we're not buying trucks. The only things we buy are the upgrades, tyres, that kind of stuff. So because of that, we don't need money. So selling all the trailers that are lying around, I'm not worried about. And we definitely don't need to do an episode to do so. So I think that is now decided. We don't need to do any of that stuff. We're just going to get the missions out of the way, completed, fully do everything. And then we've got the challenges to do before we leave Michigan. And that's it. We don't need... I will probably tidy up when I can. You know, if I'm passing something, heading somewhere else on the way to something, I'll take a trailer if it's there and it's convenient. And I think going forward, in any new place we go to... Hang on. Yeah. Go straight across here and next right. I think that's right. Yeah. Going forward when we go to... well, I think the next place is Alaska. We'll try and be a bit more careful with leaving stuff laying around. Just because it's not really professional, is it? At the end of the day. But yeah, I definitely don't want to be driving around picking up your trailer here and there. I think it'll be a pain in the butt. And I haven't really got the time to do it either. That's the other thing. So yeah, I think we've kind of decided that's not going to happen, which is good. I wanted to give you guys the input as well. I didn't really know how much we should do, because obviously when we arrived there were trailers laying around everywhere as well, so it's not all down to us that these trailers are there. So yeah, it's not just our business that causes, I suppose you could say. So up here we should take a right hand turn. I'm pretty sure we came this way early on in the game to pick up an upgrade. Pretty sure we did. It's the only reason I think we would have come here. Could be wrong, I don't know. That's my thinking, that's my thought process, and I think we've been here before. Okay, so this should be old house as we come over the crest, and yeah, delivery point ahead. So here we are, we can deliver the vehicle spare parts and the fuel, and there's the first part of super order done. So you join us now back in Smithfield Dam. We are now driving the Transtar 4070A, and we're at the first warehouse just past the dam in Smithfield Dam, and we're here to pick up a concrete slab. So this last part of the super order is a concrete slab and metal beams go to Drummond Island. Now I kind of planned this in this way as I felt this was the best way of doing it. Concrete slab on the back takes up 2 spaces. We know the metal beams will take up 2, so we needed a minimum of 4 space trailer. Transtar with its 5 space trailer makes perfect sense for this. It does mean we're going to head up the hill. Now I've had a love-hate relationship with this hill, mainly because this hill is not slow going, but just very tiring, time consuming, and yeah, there's not much to do whilst driving up there. I think that's the issue. If you kind of get into that routine, you're just driving along, nothing else going on. Nothing to worry about tyre-wise, nothing to worry about getting stuck. It is just a straight run up a hill. But not straight, because there's lots of turns. But yeah, that's where we're heading. We've been there loads of times, we all know where we're going, it's just a pain in the butt to get there. So we're heading there now in the International Transtar. Concrete slabs on the back, and we just need 1 lot of metal beams. I did consider picking the metal beams up from Black River, bringing them to the warehouse, to the garage, then putting them on this, and then but then we still had to go this way to Drummond Island, so it made no sense. It's always better to have a lighter load going uphill than it's a heavy load. So to have metal beams on the back already would have made no sense. When we're passing a warehouse at the top of the hill, that will give us the metal beams anyway. So it kind of worked out in the end. I kind of wasn't going to do it this way, and then it kind of made sense we do it this way. So this is what we're doing. But now we've got to prepare for the long journey. The journey that takes us up the hill. In fact, I say this journey is kind of annoying and boring. There is one corner that will always cause me a nightmare. Maybe not in the International Transtar, but in previous jobs of coming around this corner, it does cause me so many issues. We had some very close calls. I'm sure it comes up in a minute, I think. Could be wrong. We might be miles away yet. Apologies for the yawning, still struggling a little bit. Editing and all that in the end, recording in the evening, that really takes its toll at the minute. Trying to fit this in around some holidays and stuff like that. This is the corner. This corner isn't too bad coming this way, but coming back down the hill, that corner can be really, really painful when you've got so big, long and large behind you. sounded really dodgy. Yeah, we've had some close calls there. That's the only corner really that poses any problem, and this time no problem at all. Straight round it in the Transtar. Very happy with that. Now I've got things I can talk about while we travel up here, don't I? Keep myself busy, keep myself awake. That's the important thing. So it's been a tough summer. We haven't been able to stream as much as we normally do in the summer holidays, and I know they're ending. This episode will go out this coming Sunday, which is today for you guys, obviously. So we've only got about half a week after that when the schools are back, so it's about a week, and then we're back to full-time streaming again as normal. It's just been a tough one. Not just because of the school holidays themselves. I think physically I've struggled a bit as well. Trying to do more, trying to stay active a bit more, which is not helping. And I think just trying to keep on top of everything. It's been a hard 6 weeks, and you don't realise how hard you start thinking back and looking at it. I know the channel update's out the day after this goes live. I haven't recorded it yet, to be fair. I need to do that, but I kind of leave it till late in case there's anything I need to talk about. But so I don't want to go into too much detail because obviously we'll talk about it in the channel update. But yeah, it's been a tough one, and I don't know what's made this one different. Pain-wise, I'm worse off than I've previously been, and I don't know why. We're still waiting on the appointment for the morphine. There's meant to be a settlement meeting coming up, which is all well and good, but it means all treatment's now on hold until that meeting's done. Because if we settle, then I have to pay for the treatment myself, which is fine because the money will be there. But if we don't settle, then the treatment we talked about again, and yeah, it's just annoying. But the third party want this meeting, so I don't have a choice, annoyingly. I'd rather just have the treatment and then deal with the settlement after the treatment. So we kind of know what position we're in. But we're not allowed to do that. I've also got to be very careful what I say. But yeah, that's not how things work supposedly. You don't have the treatment until the third party tell you you can have it. But they don't want you to have it. They want you to guess at how well you're going to be for the future. And while you're making that guess, they want to know how much they need to pay you for that guess. I don't know. It's like I'm meant to go into that meeting with a number, like the amount of money that I want. For what? The rest of my life? Will I ever go back to work? Will I not? You know, will I regain the use of my leg, my foot? Will I ever be able to sell more than a few hours at a time without being in agony? You know, I have none of these answers, and yet I'm meant to make a decision. And that's what really bugs me, and I think that's what's been playing on my mind about over the summer as well. It's just been not being able to stream takes its toll, and it's one of those weird things, you know. As I've said loads of times, streaming and me never thought it'd ever happen, never interested me. I never even watched a stream before I started streaming, and I just had no interest. I barely watched YouTube, to be honest. I used to upload the odd GT Sport video. Nothing fantastic, nothing amazing, nothing really I put much effort into, which is something I did. I don't know why I started. I think someone suggested it, and that was it. I just did a few videos here and there when I could around work. And then, yeah, accident happened, and I started streaming as a way of filling our time and keeping my brain active and mind occupied. Because spending 12 hours a day on your own takes its toll, to be honest. And then when you've got more of a schedule and more of a focus, it does help. But then over the 6 weeks, yes, my family's here, and yes, I focus on home. But at the same time, I'm used to streaming. So when you don't stream, it plays a different toll on you. And it's just been a weird one, to be fair. And this drowsiness isn't helping. You know, normally last year we would have done evening streams over the summer. That would have helped. And this year, I just don't know what it is. I don't know. Part of me thinks it's the morphine, even though it's not high enough dose yet. We know we need higher dose. But I can't think what else it is. I know I'm not sleeping, but I don't know, that's pain-wise. But the drowsiness is incredible. I can be sat there, chatting away, doing a voiceover to Mafia or something, and I will fall asleep whilst talking, and wake myself up seconds later, and then have to go back and redo it. I don't know. I've done it a few times with this. I've gone back and listened to what I've left it in. I don't like retakes. You know, I try and leave stuff in as naturally as possible. But I've been recording this, talking while I'm recording it, obviously falling asleep. Completed the job or driven the bit we needed to drive. Looking back, it looks a bit sketchy at times, and talking wise, it's horrendous. But I've done it. But for that 10 seconds, I was not awake. But yeah, it sounds like, it doesn't sound like I am, it sounds like I'm half asleep. But you know, it's one of those weird ones, and I just don't understand why. I really don't. Anyway, we got up the hill now. I can stop talking about it. I was trying to fill the time and stay awake at the same time. So we've refueled at the truck we've had there for quite a while now. Must be getting empty, that truck, I must admit. I didn't actually think about that. So here we're going to pick up the metal beams, and then we can head through to Drummond Island. So pick up place just ahead. There we go. Metal beams on the back. Now we're just going to do a turn around. Should be able to swing around, I think. We're in the back. I think this is open. Can't remember. Sometimes I swing around, sometimes I don't. And then I forget which ones you can actually swing around or which ones are closed off. I think we're good. Yeah, should be fine. Getting out might be a bit tight. That's a quick left after a quick right. Let's see how we turn here. Can we do it without hitting the concrete barrier? Yeah, all good. No, I was worried about. So that is both the concrete slab, metal beams, both picked up now. And as we've refueled as well, we're going to head straight to the tunnel. And we can head to Drummond Island. And then at Drummond Island, we're heading to the port, which is a nice and easy place to get to be fair. But we'll deal with that little leg when we get there. So here we go. Tunnel wise, let's head to Drummond Island. We are now in Drummond Island in the dead of night, as always. Okay, so we're heading to the port. This one is quite a simple one, to be fair. I'm glad it's the port. It does make life easy. Straight road from where we are now, over a bridge and such like, and then we just head round, follow the road that we then turn onto over another bridge, and yeah, it's a straight run. It's really easy. Don't need to lay a really specific pathway. We kind of know there was one junction we just needed to be aware of, and that was about it, really, to be fair. So nice and simple. And then once we get to the port, we'll deliver this load and we'll have a look at what's left mission wise, because I don't think there's many main missions anyway. There's still some side missions we need to do, and then contests, or challenges as I call them. I think they're called contests though, aren't they? But yeah, we are, I think we're just about done. I think there's a logging contract, maybe 2 to do, and then I think that's roughly it. But I don't know. I'll have a look when we get to the port. I think about these things. I make notes before we start recording and start the journey and stuff, and then I think, right, okay, make sure to discuss this, talk about this, check this first so I know what I can then say. Yeah, I didn't check. It's on my list of stuff to check. I didn't do it. It happens every time. That's why I say whenever we're doing a journey, I'm always like, I'll check that later. Because I meant to do it and didn't. I'm always focused on what I'm meant to trying to achieve at that moment, and I was focused too much on making sure I had the super order planned out so we could get it done in one go in this episode. That was my first and foremost priority. Everything else kind of came second. This has to be done in this episode, and that was the focus. One mistake and I'd be over. I'd be done. But no, so far it's gone perfectly. It's gone exactly how I planned it, to be fair. You know, Black River wasn't exactly difficult. We knew this. And this run is fairly simple as well. There's a few little dodgy corners, you know, got a bit stuck in the mud there, but nothing major. The corner up here towards the bridge can be a little bit tricky. It's all going to depend on our turning more than anything else. That was, for a minute, was scaring me, because that seemed to go tipping to the side a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, the last thing we want now is to tip over and ruin everything. That would be the worst way of doing this. We're getting a bit caught up on the mud here, to be fair. I didn't think it was that bad, but then we have got a lot of weight on the back. We've got to think, we've got a concrete slab on there, metal beams as well. That is a lot of weight to be trying to pull up. Even small hills, I can understand us dragging a little bit because of the weight, to be fair. And it's something you don't think about that much until you start struggling up a hill you normally find really simple. And you even think of it, oh, my tyres are rubbish, which I know they're not. Or, what's causing this? Oh yeah, We've got quite a lot of weight on the back, and the International Transtar is a good vehicle, but still, there's a lot of weight on the back. That's why I'm a little bit worried when we take a corner like that and you see it tip slightly. I'm thinking there's a lot of weight. If that goes, that goes. No saving it, but we should be fine. I think that's the worst of the journey kind of over now, if I remember correctly off the top of my head to the port. We haven't been here for a little while. Probably a couple of missions, I think, last time I was here. So should be okay. Should really try and stick to the roads a little bit, to be fair. That was a bit of a cut. Not that it affects anything, but cutting the corner, just the fact that it could cause us to take a wrong bump if we're not careful. So I need to be a little bit more careful. Little bits like that, I think. Slow it down a little, maybe. I'm in a rush to finish because I want to get this done. I think we did one episode too many for this job, this super order. Was it the previous? I can't think which one it was. Was it the previous episode? Yeah, GMC in the previous episode. Shouldn't have been a separate episode. I think I messed it up a little bit. Should have been done in one. There was no reason not to do it in one. At the time, it made sense. I think we could have done one less episode for the super order. But you don't know until you do it, and until you've it's out there and you think, okay. Because I always think back, what could I do differently? But yeah, we should have combined, I think. It would have made more sense. Although the journey time was still quite a while. But yeah, it's just one of those things I'm thinking about. So we're not necessarily trying to string out the episodes. It's going to take whatever it takes. We'll be over 1,000 episodes by the time we're done with the whole SnowRunner and DLCs. It's going to be a long running thing, so I'm not fussed about how many episodes we have. So I'm never trying to stretch them on purpose. I just want them to make sense and not be overly long if they don't need to be. That's probably more of a concern than anything else, to be fair. And that was the issue with that kind of way of doing it, was I just didn't want it to make the episode stupidly long. Although it would have made sense as well. So it's that balancing act that we try and do all the time, is balancing length of video around half an hour where possible, but also does it still make sense having it separate together, vice versa. Anyway, enough rambling. We're at the port. We're here, and we can finally finish super order. It's not been to be fair, it's not been a bad mission. I think learning from it, there's a couple of things we would have done differently, I think, going back. All in all though, it's gone pretty well. Let's get it delivered. So we've got the metal beams, concrete slabs. We've been promoted as well, level or rank 17. Wow, that's a decent reward as well, to be fair. XP and money, but that is the super order finished, and I'm really happy with that. So what we're going to do is have a look at what missions are left, main missions to do with the 3 big companies we're working for currently, and then I've got something else I want to finish off the episode with, but we'll get to that in a second. So let's have a look. So Dyson Diesel, done. Husky Forwarding, done. Steel River Township, 3 missions. Okay, we have 3 left. A quick jump forward as well. Apologies for this little jump, but I wanted to fit this in where possible. Chevrolet CK1500, we are back in Black River, and we have one final upgrade to find for the whole of Michigan. And after lots of toing and throwing and driving different vehicles, different places, looking at all the little bits we hadn't been to, I found it. I found the final upgrade, and it was on Black River of all places. I'd nearly given up, to be honest, but it is here, and it's a raised suspension for the, what vehicle? Fleetstar, of course it's the Fleetstar. Raised suspension with the Fleetstar F2070A. That's something we'll need to add on to the Fleetstar at some point then. But that is all the upgrades done for the whole of Michigan as well. And a massive thank you to everyone for watching this episode. That is the super order also done. We'll see you next time. More SnowRunner.